I want to read something from Money Wise Law that I saw concerning credit, right? He says, in my law practice, my bankruptcy clients often forego necessary medical care to keep up the minimum payments on their credit cards. They drive without insurance and subsist on Dollar General dinners because they've been indoctrinated into the cult of a good credit score. So he calls chasing a good credit score indoctrination. You know what I'm saying? Being indoctrinated to think into the illusion that you have a good credit score, or that's the end all be all, right? By heavily marketing the importance of credit scores, the credit reporting agencies and financial institutions further reinforce the belief that a high credit score is essential for financial success. Listen to this. In the process, they make $120 billion in credit interest and fees each year. Services like Credit Karma, owned by Intuit, and the makers of QuickBooks and TurboTax raked in $375 million in 2022, largely by scaring people into believing that a credit score was the path to a better life. So they making millions of dollars off interest and fees every year. Well, not every year, but they making quite a bit. You know what I'm saying? In 1 year, they making millions by scaring people into having a good credit score. If you are a religious person, a Christian, an Israelite, or any type of Bible believer, we shouldn't hear you talking about nothing to do with credit, because your book says that the borrower is a slave, a debtor to the lender. Now, this is a great principle, right? This is a life principle. This is a universal truth, that if you borrow money from somebody, you have become their slave. You have become a slave to a wage to pay them back. So why would you want to sign a contract? Why would you want to sign an agreement? Because that's what getting credit is, right? You're making an agreement, a contract to be a slave, right, over a certain length of time. And this is what the credit bureaus want to see. They want to see how great of a slave have you been to making payments. Let's check your slave history. Let's check your debt history and see, how good of a slave, a good old slave you've been to making these payments. So anytime you sign up for Snap Finance and these promise to pay apps, and they got apps that help you pay your rent. I forgot the name of the name of the app that I was using to help pay my rent. But anytime you do these things, you are becoming a slave, or more of a slave, right? To the system, to the wage, to the agreement to pay off this debt. And they want to see, like I said, all they want to see is how good of a slave you have been in the past, so we can make you a better slave for the future. And this is why this whole credit thing is a scam, right? And so that's why they have to indoctrinate us. How do they indoctrinate us? Every time you go, if you don't have money to get something, and you go to these companies, you go to these businesses, the first thing they want to do is check your credit and see how good of a slave have you been, and how can we make you a better slave for the future. So in order to be free from being a slave to the wage and a slave to this system, we have to get out of this credit game.